All right. I get it. It's after hours even for me. Uh, this is something that's really never bothered me. Uh, I'm gonna do these things kind of whenever it feels right. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's hide this. You, some of you have seen me do these demos quite a bit. Like, hey, yeah, like this is the repository. You've seen me go through and I put the videos on YouTube. You've seen me do this thing where I go and I upgrade a Spring Boot app, but it's a simple app. And like, you know, some of you, at least one of you is like, hey, yeah, cool, but do it with a real app. Well, I'm happy to report that my colleagues, we are going to organizations just like yours, and we're doing this exercise where it's not like a pre-baked app, pre-baked demo. It's you bring your own app, and we sit down next to you, and we do this. There's no magic bullet. There's nothing that's just going to like figure out everything for you because, yeah, like all this is made by people. But there are some cheat codes that are going to make things a little bit easier. So I do this one, and I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Thomas, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. We're just gonna do a little exercise, and we're gonna do it live because what could possibly go wrong? Like let's just show and kind of talk the talk and walk the walk. So like I've done this demo. Let's see if I have it. Cat. I've done this one so many times that I actually like put it on Copilot or just like auto mode. Like so, this is just gonna run. So I'm gonna go and this can run in the background, and we'll just see like what it does. Right? It goes and it does Java 8, and it's doing its thing. So again, look at my hands. It's just gonna keep on going. So it goes from Java 8, it builds a Spring Boot 2.6 app, and it goes through the whole upgrade process of starting with Java 8, using Spring Boot 2.6. Uh, it starts it up. It grabs a couple of metrics like startup time and the memory footprint, and then it just upgrades it. It upgrades it using Open Rewrite. And then we are on Java 3.1.5 and Java 21, and it just does and it shows some cool metrics. But the app itself is like nothing fancy. So what we're going to do is while this is running, we're going to grab um, something cooler. We're going to go and grab this other repo that's Spring Clinic. Maybe you've heard of the Pet Clinic. And we're just going to go grab that. We're going to just do the same exercise with something a little bit more real, a little bit more meat on the bone, if you will. So let me just find this link and we'll go. It is called Spring Pet Clinic. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually like turn this into a demo. Like we don't have to just do it once. Let's do it so it's repeatable. So what I'm going to do is this one is still going. It's doing its thing. Now we can see it's on Spring Boot 3.1.5. It's still running. Like fantastic. That one's going to go. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to open up a new tab. We're going to do this. See fun, Sean, and where we have this open rewrite Spring Boot example, like I already have that one here. I'm going to make a new one where I do open rewrite pet clinic example. How's that? So let's do this. Uh, let's make a new repository. And we're just gonna do the same, like tell the same story, but just try to like do it with something with more meat on the bones. Open rewrite Spring Pet Clinic example. And yeah, that's it. So we'll create that repository. It's me. And we'll keep on going. We probably don't need that up there. Let's cool. Let's clone that. I'm looking for a button. Yeah, right there. Let's go over here. Wait, I'm already there. GitHub repo clone Sean. Open rewrite Spring Pet Clinic dash example. Okay, it's empty repository, so let's go in there. Clinic example, and let's just copy all the same. I had a little demo magic script. Let's just copy that same thing. The open rewrite loop star. Let's do it like this. Let's just copy all that stuff. And let's jump in. So what we're gonna do is slightly different, right? We're not making something new. So let's just go through our little track here. We don't need this at the moment, so let's delete that. That's not part of it. We are going to, we're going to change that later. Here, our demo. Screw over here. And oh, look at this. Like, Jonathan, like fantastic. You're right in time. So I've been doing this other one where it's just like upgrade a simple app, and now we're just gonna do it a little bit more, something beefier. So, and I'm gonna build the demo like as I'm doing it. I'm glad you're here. I literally just had some great conversations with some of your colleagues, Paul and Esteban, and some chats with Tim. Things are good. Life is good. Thank you. You know, while you're here, like this guy, for those of you that don't know, this is the author. This is the creator of Open Rewrite. And yeah, thank goodness. Like super thankful. Yeah, you've heard I talk about it quite a bit. I'm a big fan. I love what it does. I love, you know, what it's doing for everybody. So hey, welcome. We're just gonna do some work. I only got a few minutes before I gotta start doing the kid shuffle, but let's see what we can get done. So we are going to jump in here. We're going to do the same. We'll use our same SDK, Java stuff. We'll start with Java 8, but here's what we'll do different. Instead of creating the app with initializer, this is where we're going to change it. We're going to clone Spring Pet Clinic. So we'll change all that. And we will grab that repo. You remember what it was? I copied it. Let's do this one so that we have a version. So we changed into, I think I put the directory stuff, talking in it. We did the install. Okay, so we made a tempter. All right, good. So I think we should be good. So let's do this. Let's just take this application and let's do this command instead. So instead of starting one new, we are going to, we're going to get clone. And from there, we can run it. We can go and show like, hey, here's what it was. So we do the Spring Boot start. Actually, it'll need to change because I was doing a tempter and I was going into that tempter. No, that's okay. So after this, I will do, CD Spring Pet Clinic. We should be good. So then we can do the Spring Boot start. It should be good. And our stop command will work just fine. We can validate the app. Let's see. Here's a question. Daniel says, can you try native image with PGO? Initialize at build time also. So I'm not sure what PGO is, but with this demo that I'm doing, I am going to do a native image. So I'm going to use the Pet Clinic and I'll do a native image after we do the upgrade. I don't know what version Pet Clinic's on, but yeah, stay tuned. I might run out of time here with the kid shuffle, but I'll come back and do this. So we're just going to run through this. We're going to make this demo and then we'll come back and show it later. How's that sound? But thank you for joining. And Jonathan, like, yeah, just having to see this randomly on the LinkedIn feed. Open Rewrite is something that's top of mind for me, like all the time. This idea that we're pushing forward, and I actually have a great link. I don't need to tell it to you, but I'm just telling it to everybody. Like this idea that software has decay. It's not because the bits go bad. It's because the rest of the ecosystem changes. The landscape changes. That version that you released was great at that time, right? But the clock didn't stop. Like things keep on moving, and the rest of the world, the rest of the ecosystem, things have to keep on moving forward. So this is where I'm at. Like this is where I want everybody to be at. This is where I want to be at. Daniel says, for JIT, use the locking mode equals 2 flag from Lilliput or generation ZGC to check the performance. You and I you're talking my language. Here's the thing, like that you're even here, that you're even asking this level of a question, um, that's that's great. There are of the bucket of people that I talk to, day to day, week to week. Um, there's not a lot of people that are looking forward and doing this exercise. And what I'm showing you, this little pattern where we can do an exercise, run your application, make a switch, run them side by side, and compare. This is what you should be doing with your garbage collector. This is what you should be doing. This is another one of the big features, one of the big, for me, is, hey, we got the virtual threads, fantastic, yes. But also the garbage collection. They changed the default garbage collector to the ZGC, and you should understand what that means, how much value that's delivering. Not every workload is going to have the benefit. Maybe there's still a reason to use some other garbage collector, but you should understand that value. You should have your experiment and your hypothesis, and you should prove it out for yourself. It's just saying like, oh, hey, here's a new garbage collector that I'm going to use, and not knowing like, what if it slows your stuff down? Like, what if it's worse? You need to do that experiment. So that's what this is. Like, you should have a way of doing this. It says the profile guided optimization Raw VM has docs on native image optimization. Alina has some talks on it. Yes, follow Alina. I'm scratching the surface. I'm doing 100 level stuff here, but yeah, Alina has all the great stuff. The thing that I get from Alina is, right, we're doing the expense of doing the native image. You're gonna take that once. The benefits that you get from those native images, should you take them to production, you're getting that all the time, right? Orders of magnitude larger. Jonathan says, technical debt, something you do to yourself. Software maintenance is not technical debt. Software maintenance is not technical debt. Spring Boot 3.1.5 came out on Thursday. Now I can say this, I run the Open Rewrite upgrade Spring Boot recipe. I run it multiple times a day. Now I have it as an alias where I say, hey, let's do this. I'm here. Say Spring Cubed. That's my alias to run. It's not in there yet. That's my alias to run the Open Rewrite plugin. So yeah, I do it all the time. I find out about Spring Boot releases because I'm doing the demo first thing in the morning. I'm doing these things all the time. I typically am reminded about the new Spring Boot releases because I run that recipe. That's what I find out. On Friday, I was sitting with an org and we did a hackathon where we upgraded from whatever version they were on to 3.1.5. That was the goal. Let's see how many apps we can get to 3.1.5 and go. And we worked through issues, right? There was tons of issues, but we did it as a group so that when that team figured out, hey, here's what we need to do, then all these other teams got the benefit of it. So there was some real value in doing it kind of as a hackathon exercise. The other real benefit was they saw some of those things that might have sounded great at one point in time, but they actually can slow things down going forward. Like the wrapper around your POM. Hey, we're going to have every project use this our org POM, and in that our org parent POM, we're going to use Spring Boot 3.1.3. What you're doing there is then you're waiting for that parent POM wrapper thing to get upgraded, and then everything else has to upgrade behind it. That chain. Maybe that's the right way to do it. Maybe it's not, but we ran into a blocker. All those teams that were using that parent POM, they could not get to 3.1.5. So on Friday, a day after it had been released, there were teams that could not get there because they were using that parent POM. So there wasn't an easy way. It just took a little more work. They could get there, but it took a little bit more work. So it's just little things like that that you find out as you go. So yes, the RSS has 100 meg overhead with generational ZGC, but pays off with bigger heat. Right on. That's good. Like, thank you so much for sharing that, Daniel. Like, this is good. We're just trying to take this simple demo that I've done, and I'm going to try to convert it into one that's using the pet clinic. I'm going to do the exact same. Everything else is going to be the same. I'm just going to use a different base. Instead of just a simple hello world that's web and actuator, we're going to grab Spring Boot Pet Clinic, and we'll just see like what could possibly go wrong. So we're going to grab it. We're in Pet Clinic. It's going to start. We'll stop it. We'll take some metrics. We'll make sure it's healthy. I hope that the actuator's there. Like, we'll see. We'll show the memory usage. Like this is where we're grabbing the RSS. Then we'll rewrite it. We'll just take it and rewrite it. And then we'll do the same thing. Start it, stop it, grab the logs. And then we'll do the native compile. That's it. I think everything else is going to be the same. I'm not going to make any other changes. Oh, so these are in here where I do the native image and compare. But let's just see. Let's just see if this works. What could possibly go wrong? So if I'm here, I should just be able to do this, I think. Hey, make sure that I got my JDKs. It does it. Did I do the autopilot version? I did. All right, so it says create app with initializer. Let's edit that because it's not. Create, what did I say? I renamed it. Clone Spring Pet Clinic. Okay, no problem. Oh, hello. Here we go. Let's try that again. Do the thing. I was hoping that this would only take a few minutes. I really am happy that you're here. I'm going to try to hide this other screen. I want to see chat's going on. This is working. So we're seeing. We are starting the app. Oh wait, so something didn't happen. So let's cancel that. I don't know what. Let's see. Start the application. So it was in there. Let's see. We go in here and then we said clone it. We go into Spring Pet Clinic. Does it have the Maven wrapper? Yeah, MVNW. Let's validate what we were doing. It's in which version of Java? All right. Spring Boot start. So why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? Let's just try this part. We're working through, right? Part of doing live, there's a little bit of pressure, but then there's also like the great opportunity for feedback. So it says, oh, check style. Okay, so I know the answer to this is I have to do MVNW Spring. Is it Java Spring format? Oh, it'll tell me. Doesn't it tell me? Where I have to do the Spring format. Is it Java Spring format? I don't remember what it is. Please hold. I think I have it here in one of my little plugins. Please hold. Spring dash format. Where I add the Spring formatter. That would be in here. I made a change. I said add the Spring formatter thing. Where did it go? I said enforce. All right, let's see. Oops. Let's run it. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Jonathan. Spring dash Java format apply. Spring Java format apply. Thank you. All right, so that's done. And then let's go back and try to run it again and see. It says some extension, no HTTP URLs are not allowed. Use HTTPS instead. I'm not sure. So it's just saying a check style violation. I assumed that was the I might have to do a little bit more work here. And that's okay. Like that's part of it. I want it to be as easy as possible, but like here's the thing. Not every application is going to just like upgrade automatic. There's going to be some work, but the work that we do now, in order to like work through these kinds of exceptions, the work that we're doing now is okay. The work that we do now is going to pay off. Like we work through these like one-off things, and we get our code into a place where hey, we have the Spring format stuff applied. We have these little simple things taken care of, and then we're onto that. We're onto that place where we can run these recipes and things just stay upgraded. That's where we're trying to get to. So I want to work through this, and I don't know the answer, and that's okay. I'm very, very comfortable not knowing the answer. I'm not going to learn. If I already know the answers, that means I'm not learning. So this is just something about HTTP versus HTTPS that I'm going to have to take a look at. Why is it saying this? I don't understand why this is even coming in. Let me try this again. Is this something that I'm doing wrong? There we go. So it's up and running. I can keep on going. So it's running, it's doing its thing. It's using test containers, perhaps. Fantastic. So a bunch of stuff. Now, the question is like, how long do I wait, right? This app, is it running? Do I wait until it's healthy? So this is kind of one of those steps. In order to do this, hey, wait for the database to come available. I want to do this in a way that I can make it a demo. So what I should be doing is saying, hey, oh, look at this. I'm on ARM64. So this might be something that I have to do is switch it. So yeah, maybe I'll run this on a x86 machine. Oh, look at this. Look at Jonathan. There's a rewrite search URI created with HPC. Look at this. See, and this is what we're going to do. So right here, there's a recipe. Here's what I ran into. Here's a recipe that is probably going to help me. Right? That's how we roll. And then here's another example with the details. Fantastic. So I'm putting those up. I can't copy paste out of this way that I'm delivering, but this is great. So it started this application. It's running in the background. The thing I can do, I don't normally do it this way, but this is the one I know off the top of my head. I'm going to grab that process ID. And I'm going to pipe grep. Like, hey, here, there's a number. Fantastic. There's a number that we got. So I'm not going to do all the demo stuff, but what I am going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to say Spring cubed. So I'm going to run the open rewrite recipe against that application. Let's just see if that works. We'll let it do its job. What version was it running? 3.1.3. So it's like weeks old. It's how embarrassing. We're gonna let it go, and we're gonna see, and then I'm gonna have enough time to run this, and then I'm gonna take my kids to the place. So this stuff I have seen in the past. I'm not sure what causes it, but I'm gonna say that I don't always see it. I see it as it comes and goes. I have not investigated, but it's never these. This output has never prevented something from working yet. So fingers crossed. All right, so we can see in all the bits, it knows how to upgrade. Now, it's finding stuff that's 2.0, but it knows how to upgrade all the way up to 3.1. So we feel like we're good. So now what I should do is SDK use Java 21 Growl. This is my favorite one to use because I've now upgraded to Spring Boot 3. And now I should be able to, get the benefit of Java 21. It was already using Java 17, I believe. But now I should be able to do mbnw. Oh, I got to kill the other one. mbnw Spring Boot stop. Because that was the one that was already running in the background. And then I should be able to do, Start it again. Let's see if it worked. Let's see if that upgrade rewrite plugin, let's see if it worked. Oh, I gotta do the Spring Java apply. I'm gonna do Spring Java format. Let's try that again. Oh, you know what I can do? Because this is just the tests. I'm gonna do this. Please don't do this at home. I think it's just the tests, and I don't know what the issue is. Maybe not. All right, so maybe give it one more shot. One more shot before we run the kids on the shuttle. It says, hey, cool. So I got to do something with those tests because that's not cool. We don't want to just like skip tests. We want to go back and figure it out. But I'm not looking at the clock. And hey, it's up. So wait, did it go? So this upgrade plugin worked on Spring Pet Clinic. It's up. I got to go figure out what I did with the tests. But it's up and it's running. Like that makes me happy. Can I do this? Fantastic. Like mission accomplished. So like I said, I got to run and do the kid thing. Thanks for joining. Jonathan, thanks for joining. Daniel, thank you for joining. Maelstrom and Thomas, thank you all for joining. But yeah, come back later. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll put it into a demo so that you can go and show your friends and we'll go from there. So thanks. We'll talk to you soon.